So, a raise of hands. How many of you procrastinate on a weekly or even daily basis? Interesting. Because did you know that in the last 30 years, procrastination has quadrupled with an unknown cause? Now, another raise of hands. How many of you are negatively affected because of procrastination? Interesting. Because did you know that 1 in 5 people have admitted that their procrastination has gotten so disastrous that it has ruined their jobs, credit, relationships, and even their health? See, if you're a procrastinator, then you have a tendency to put off completing your objectives for several hours, days, weeks, or as many times as you can say, "I'll do it later." And if you're a chronic procrastinator, like 20% of the planet, then you have a habit of putting off completing your goals until the very last minute. Now, while this news may not be surprising to others, it still raises a very important point about procrastination. It is a languished way of living. Procrastination is a languished way of living because of how people respond to it. A large majority of people try to stop procrastinating, but evidently fail and go back to watching their marathon of Grey's Anatomy on Netflix. Which is why today I want to introduce a new way of working, my way, and it's known as pre-crastination. To me, pre-crastination is doing your work and achieving your goals as soon as you can. An example of me procrastinating is when my future English 2 teacher, Mr. Blevins, gave our class our summer assignment. The assignment was to read 1984 by George Orwell and read 30 news articles, completing one 5W formatted summary for each. And while everyone else cringed at this endeavor, I got to work planning what to do first. I spent that following weekend completing all of those summaries, and the following 3 days after reading all of 1984. See, I procrastinate so that I can do my work now and have fun later without feeling guilt. But one of the major benefits of procrastination is that if you complete an assignment early before its due date, then you can wait several hours or days and come back to it to see how you can improve it and refine it. Because after those several hours or days, you will have gathered new thoughts and ideas to see how you can incorporate it into your learning. Now, one of the main problems that many people have when they're trying to actually procrastinate and doing their work is that they look at it, but they cannot perceive where to start. They don't know what to do first. And so the simple answer to this is to choose the most challenging thing and complete it first. Because by overcoming that major obstacle, you're able to tackle the less challenging things in your life. It's like climbing a mountain. By completing that difficult task, you've now reached the peak of the mountain. And now you can climb down it, taking out the less challenging things. Now, the second problem that many people have when they're trying to achieve their goals is many of them are afraid of failure. And the answer to this is something that I believe we all need to understand. Failure is a fundamental part of learning. We must be ready for those moments when we did not study enough or our preparations were insufficient. That's simply because failure is a part of life. We need to be ready for those moments so we can pick up the pieces to see where we went wrong, so we can then put those pieces back together. And now for the third point about why people have trouble doing their work and achieving their goals, and that's simply self-motivation. The issue is that many people cannot find the strength in doing their work. They do it when they feel aspired to, when they're at their greatest, or alternatively, when they're running out of time. And it's this major obstacle that stops many procrastinators in their tracks. Because if you're not able to do your work as soon as you get it, then what does that say about your capacity to do it in the future? While the answer to this is not simple, one thing that you can try to do to start doing your work is to close your eyes and to picture yourself doing it. It's said that if you're able to picture yourself doing your work, they kind of tricks your brain to thinking, oh, I've already done this before. And that's what motivates you to complete it. Now, a final warning about procrastination is that it carries many health risks. Research has uncovered that by putting off doing important tasks, you're also increasing your chance for stress-related illnesses, such as headaches, digestive issues, colds and flus, and more than anything, insomnia. And this only adds on to the many medical ailments you may have but don't know you have, simply because you put off going to the doctor or even dentist. These health risks, I believe, are one of the main reasons that procrastination needs serious attention. In reality, however, while everyone may procrastinate, not everyone is a procrastinator. Additionally, some people may not like my method of working. Maybe it won't appeal to them. But maybe not everyone is meant to actually procrastinate. However, I'm going to end with this analogy. You can procrastinate about whatever you want for as long a time as you want, but in the end, there will always be a deadline. I hope that I've inspired some of you to make that switch from immediately playing video games as soon as you get home to starting on that multi-page essay you have to do at the end of spring break. Thank you.